Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Pixie Palace. And I am back with another Mindful Monday. I've been on hiatus for a few days and it was much needed. I had a lot of things offline I had to attend to. I'm still in that process, so it'll still be a little sporadic throughout the holidays. But it does look like in the beginning of the year, I'll be back on track with fresh new content and hopefully a few other surprises along the way. Before we get into today's Mindful Monday, I did want to let you guys know, big disclaimer, Mr. Timmy over here, he has been so energetic today. He has been running around playing with his toys. He's so freaking adorable right now, but hence trying to make a video makes it a little difficult, but real life, so don't mind him. December 21st, 2020 is a very powerful day. Aside from the Winter Solstice that we're experiencing, which means it'll be the shortest day of the year and the longest night, it also is part of the Great Conjunction. And that means Saturn is actually aligning with Jupiter today. And it's already on the way, but it'll be more prominent tonight. Hopefully some of us can go outside and see it. I don't know if I'll be able to see it from here, but I will definitely make an attempt as long as I can handle the cold temperatures. It's been really cold here. And I wanted to do a quick impromptu card reading for this Mindful Monday. Basically just celebrating the high energy that we're all feeling, because a lot of us are feeling that energetic shift that the world's going through right now. And as we're entering the age of Aquarius, we are actually stepping through to a new cycle, a new energetic cycle. Some of us weren't even in that alignment in the beginning of the year or even the beginning of the pandemic. But as the year went on, more and more people started waking up, becoming more aware of themselves, more aware of what's truly going on in the outer world. And really the lessons a lot of us have learned that we have to work on our inner selves to change our outer world. And this is so important. This constant will never change. Everything changes, shifts, and aligns from within. When we go to outside sources for validation or for approval, it will never end up well because we will never stop searching for it and we will never find that true value. It's all within the heart space and it's all within ourselves. So today I wanted to do a little card reading to channel in some of the messages that the universe may have for all of us as we step into a new light, into a new energy and a new truth. So with all the energy going on today, I wanted to use an old oracle card deck I haven't used in a while, Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. And I find it really fitting because I kept thinking of the card deck and I thought, yeah, I'll get to it. I've been using my Moonology card deck lately and a couple others. And my mind kept going back to the nature, the animals, the Earth Magic. Because the earth needs us right now. So we are going to get into it, see what kind of cards we get. I'll probably do one or two, I'm not really sure. So we're going to shuffle the cards and see what it has to say. There's Timmy in the background. I'm waiting for him to do one of his ninja kicks because he's been, oh my god, he's been jumping all around. Okay, I got one card that totally jumped out at me. Usually when they jump out of the card deck, that means they want to be chosen. Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. Sometimes the energy in the cards are chaotic, and other times it's really smooth. It's kind of doing both right now. It's kind of weird. So, oh my god. Okay. All right. So we're going to see. Okay, we're going to get into the first card that was dropping out of the deck, so that way we'll see what was so urgent from the universe. I like this. Okay, so forgive me, the cards are a little glossier in this deck, so I apologize about the light reflecting. I am working on that. I got a new ring light, so I will be using that in future videos next year. So the lighting hopefully will be a little bit better as far as that goes. But this is an amazing card. New Moon Promise. Basically, it can mean a couple things. The promise to yourself or a promise to something else. And it does speak about renewal, rebirth. It could mean a project that you wanted to do that maybe you put aside and didn't have time for, or just didn't feel it was enough to build on. This is a perfect time to do it. It's time to renew that project. It's time to renew the relationship that maybe became stagnant or that you just didn't feel had a chance. It may be getting new toys for Timmy. No. It's just basically renewal. Because when you are in alignment with and sowing those seeds that you already planted a while ago, that is when the fruition of those things will come to light. Now, it is a process. It won't happen overnight. It's at least a full moon cycle or full moon cycle. It's going to take time. So do have patience while you're in this process, but persevere. Keep going forward because it is all in your favor. And it's really important also to make a promise to yourself to always go within when you have something you're struggling with. If an obstacle gets in your way when you're in the middle of this path, always look within, figure out what's the root of it, and try to transmute it. It's all a process, but it does look like prosperity is in your favor, love is in your favor, as well as any endeavors, business or personal, are in your favor. Just remember to always look within. So I know I repeat that a lot, but it's super, super important. And that promise will come to light. Now, that promise, the result that you'll get, may not always be in the form that you think it will come in. So also do keep open-minded as to what that result will be. Because when we put a limit on what we expect the outcome to be, it won't come. It'll basically repel against itself. So also do keep your heart open and your mind open. So that's the card that jumped out. We're going to draw another card. And my neighbors are still being really freaking loud, but I'm taking care of that. So hopefully that will not continue much longer. We will see. It's going to be a while, but we're in the process. I'm working with the management about that. That's a story for another day. God. That's perfect. Gaia, nurturing. And right now is the perfect time for that. Right now, as we're entering a new energetic cycle, we are becoming very much aware how connected we are to one another as well as to nature. Going outside, taking a walk, and getting some vitamin D through the sunlight. That is very apparent to a lot of us now. We're becoming much more aware of the health benefits of it, as well as the spiritual uplift from it. Also, increase your recycling efforts. Do whatever takes care of our planet. Because if we don't take care of our planet, at least in a small way, we're destroying the place that we live. And there's that dispute about whether global warming is valid or not, and I'm not going to get into that. But we can't hurt anything by being mindful and taking care of our planet. And again, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can just be a matter of being more mindful about your recycling, maybe picking up a piece of garbage when you see it out there, maybe switching to eco-friendly products, just little things like that. And also be more grateful for what we do have, like all the vegetables and fruits that we have, whether we like them or not. It's so important to start being mindful about what Gaia provides us, because we have the shade of the trees. The trees provide oxygen. We have beautiful flowers we can put on our table that grow in the garden. And they're wonderful animals that, oh my gosh, sometimes I love being with animals more than people. Just being more aware of what we do have and not taking it for granted. So definitely nurture that and nurture each other. It's not a time to be divided. I'm not naive. I know a lot of division is happening right now, but let's not add to that, because we all bleed the same and we all have emotions of all sorts. We're all going through something. And don't quickly assume that you know what somebody else is going through. Keeping your heart and mind open is a way of nurturing yourself and nurturing your connections with others. So that's a whole big message in itself. It's really super important that we're even more aware of it now. Good things are coming, but we do have to do our part as well. And one more card while we're at it. I'm feeling pretty good today. Boy, Timmy has been everywhere today. It's like he can't sleep or sit down or anything. Usually he's like lazy as hell. So he's kind of like my energy meter sometimes. So he'll help me bring up my vibration a little. And this one is so fitting because I was kind of talking about this. Tree. Grounding. That is the other thing. Some of us are very, very in touch with the energy coming through right now. It's very, very positive. It's very heart lifting. It's really hard to explain, but it's a deeper knowing that good things are on the way despite all the chaos in the world that we're seeing, because it's all an illusion anyway. But it's also important that we ground ourselves. And if you're into crystals like I am, amethyst is a very good crystal to have. Yes, I got a new amethyst. I'm going to have a new crystal video coming soon. So just a side note. This is very, very good for grounding, for balancing, just not tranquilize, but keeping yourself calm and tranquil. And it's really important to have that today, because even though a lot of us are picking up on the really good energy, it can be a little disconcerting as well, because we'll kind of have our heads in the clouds, and we need to bring ourselves back down so we can function in life, so we can actually do the things we need to do the changes that we need to do, but also our daily things. So this is very important to do. Also, if you have anxiety, that's always a good crystal to have, whether you're into crystals or not, because it gives you something to hold on to, so you know you're in the present moment and that you're going to be okay. It actually really helps me, and as you guys know, I have anxiety, and it can get really bad sometimes. So this is going to help me quite a bit. So yeah, it's really about grounding, and the present moment is all that we have. The past is already done. The future, it hasn't happened yet. And while it's good to plan, while it's good to dream about the future, which I do a lot, grounding yourself in the present moment is the most important, because we'll never get that moment back. And it's really important that we're grateful for what we have, who we have, and where we're going. And good things come out of gratitude. It's hard to remember on those days that you're feeling funky and that you just really don't give a crap. And that's the human emotions. That's going to happen. But when we have certain things that remind us to stay grounded and stay in gratitude, you'll notice your whole mood will change. It'll turn right around. So that's really the message that this is trying to get through to you today. Always stay grounded as much as you can. But also know that there's a promise of good things to happen. A promise, as long as you do the work and you take the first step, the universe will match that. It's kind of like a 401k plan. I think of it that way. You have to do the first step in that. You have to invest that certain amount. But once you do, your employer, or AKA the universe, will actually match that. So that's just to use an analogy to make it a little more understandable. So just remember always this as well. I think this is a really great reading. It really hits all the important components right now. There's a lot of talk about 12/21/2020, and yes, it's a very important day. The planets are aligning, which is kind of really, really cool. That hasn't happened for like 20 years or so. It's a winter solstice, so after today, the days will slowly start getting longer, which is a wonderful thing. More sunlight, more good health, mental health and physical health. But when it comes down to it, it really goes back to knowing yourself. And it's like my saying, know thyself is to know thy truth. And it's really so true. That was channeled into me earlier this year. And it just resonated so strongly for me. Because in itself, that saying says it all. And the more we do the work, the more we show compassion for others, even when it's hard. That's the task. That's the important part. Even when it's hard. That's when the beauty comes in, the magic comes in. And I promise you, the more you work on yourself, even if it gets tough, you will start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. I would love to have you along for the journey, and there'll be a lot more new content. As always, I hope you have a beautiful week. I love you guys so much, and be true to yourselves as well. To know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste. Kind of a comfort. Oh, Timmy, you always steal the show, don't you?